All right, y'all. We try to bring solutions, and I get castigated sometimes. Someone was very upset in the comment section, when I point out the inconsistencies of both the right and the left.
Oh, really?
They need their hopium, so there needs to be a political solution, and whether or not you think that it's a selection process or not, I believe that the proof is in the pudding and the way that things are ran. Like, for example, if you want to smash the diaper in chief, right, as the fact that he can't control his own bowels and can't communicate and whatnot, you can't ignore the fact when the people on the red team do the exact same thing. And, you should require that create repercussions. There should be consequences to that.
They don't do it as much, but they still do. So,
and the District of Criminals continues to age, and these plutocrats that
lizards
have existed since the beginning of time, they say they stay ensconced in power. And right, left, middle, libertarian, Green Party, I think we can all thoroughly agree, besides the fact that I think we should all be able to agree in the fact that we should, at a minimum, audit the Fed or limit the Fed.
Yeah.
Eliminate the Fed, since it is constitutionally illegal and unconstitutional to begin with. I mean, at a minimum, we should all be able to agree to, at a minimum, audit the Fed. But we can't get a consensus on that, which is what makes kind of, when people talk about bipartisan stuff, it makes it kind of funny, because like major bipartisan issues that I think everyone can agree on never even get brought up, like the Federal Reserve issue. But this whole concept and idea of term limits that gets brought up all of the time never gets anywhere near anybody voting on it, or I mean, there's a lot of different solutions and possibilities to work this whole term limit thing out, and I'm very confused why it never goes anywhere with the red team or the blue team. But I did want to I want to share you a couple quick clips that kind of embody the problem we have with American politics and the right-left paradigm and the uniparty. So let me share with you. Here's Mitch McConnell. I think this was just a couple days ago. Let me see here. When was this? This was just...
It was a month ago.
Okay, this was a month ago, but then I got another...
Correct.
I have previous footage prior to that. This has actually happened 3 or 4 times now. But I'll mute our mic so that this plays properly. So here.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We're on a path to finishing the NDA this week. It's been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
Okay, Mitch? Anything else you want to say, or should we just go back to your office? Do you want to say anything else to the press? Okay.
Go ahead, John.
I'll take it. Let's go back to you.
Go ahead, John.
Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
fool me. You can't get fooled again. Even George Bush knows. All right, y'all. So that just happened. You can see either Mitch McConnell didn't get his adrenochrome that day, or he didn't get his, amphetamines or whatever. They do call him Cocaine Mitch for a reason. Let's see here. So then that was about a month ago. And then over here we have, when was this? Oh, yeah. So this was just on the 30th. So let me share screen here. In a second. Boop,
Right there.
There we go. And this is going to be on
X. So that one.
Yeah. Cocaine Mitch malfunctions. Okay. So now I'm going to
We'll mute our mic and
and we'll play this one for you real quick.
Election,
What are my thoughts about what?
running for re-election in 2026.
That's,
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator. Benny.
okay.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
What are my thoughts about?
So there you go, y'all. That, you can see how his handlers are handling him, but he's clearly out to lunch on another planet. He's certainly diminished capacity. And, some people's natural political reaction is like, oh, this is terrible. You shouldn't be making fun of this man. And some people make the same case for Biden. The error or problem in that is, unfortunately, these people are responsible for very important things.
Yeah.
And they spend inordinate amounts of money. And these wolves are watching the hen house. So they are public figures that get paid inordinate salaries with permanent benefits, and also aggrandize themselves off of the loopholes that they create. So they most certainly, and they always criticize their opponents and everything else. So they are certainly not past scrutiny, and they should have to give an account. And if you're going to bash on Sloppy Joe for babbling and being incoherent and all that kind of stuff.
Come on. This guy is a dog whistle about as big as a foghorn.
I mean, if you're going to admonish Sloppy Joe for things like that, then we have to acknowledge when guys like Cocaine Mitch stroke out.
That's true.
And do these different things. And why can't we all agree? Like, why, when this thing is brought up, why does it always have to be like this partisan thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Republicans should be stepping up right now and saying, yeah, totally agree. Mitch needs to go, and so do all you Democrats, and we need term limits, and let's all band together and pass this term limits thing, and we each get 2 years, and we rotate out. But that, that's not play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
They can't have, total control if they have to switch out every 2 years.
And the reality of it is, with the lobbying and the large transnational corporations that kind of make everything happen, they really could.
They really could.
Like, the same thing will happen if they're there
puppets,
or not
so
there.
but
it's all about aggrandizing themselves.
Yeah.
They certainly don't care about any type of constituency. Statesmen haven't existed probably since the Civil War. I always like to point back to that Civil War.
Yeah.
And
pretty much everything changed during the Civil War and after the Civil War.
Yeah, that's when the more perfect union was created, and the Federalist beast took full power.
Yeah.
And,
highly recommend listening to The Real Lincoln. That's a really good book. What other books would you recommend for people to check out?
He wrote two books about Lincoln. His first book was The Real Lincoln, Thomas DiLorenzo. The second book was
Re-
Unmasking Honest Abe or something.
Yeah.
That was just written a couple years ago. Both of those books are excellent. There's an inordinate amount.
There might be another
of,
one called Lincoln Reconsidered, too,
Sure.
possibly.
Yeah.
Written by him, too, possibly. I don't know.
No,
Or no.
From what I'm aware of, he wrote 2 books. On,
Okay.
That might be the title of the second book.
Oh, okay.
Though. But yeah, it's because history is real important.
It is big time.
And this whole political thing, this is why we always talk about permaculture and being the solution and taking action. And some people feel like if there's not a way to vote our way out of it, they feel helpless, even though the whole voting process is a completely helpless process, and the left and the right and MTV tell you to rock the vote, and our vote is our voice. And the reason all these bad guys get in power and run everything is because people don't vote. When we watch the previous presidential cycle, and how did voting impact that election?
No, look, you just have to vote harder, okay?
So
That's all we have to do.
And it's very sad where we're in a country where, one, the government has been co-opted and it is a uniparty, but the fact that when you point that out, people are like, that's so negative, and you're just crushing the illusion that my vote matters and all that stuff. But that's observable. That's patently observable in the face. That's what we see, And I don't need to point out the MAGA jabs and warp speed and all that stuff, and all of the associated patents that were from 2016, and all the usual suspects that were involved way before any kind of warp speed. So warp speed was totally unnecessary since it actually already existed and all that good stuff. But so what's that? That means that the usual suspects just played their role, and lockdowns and all that under the other side of the uniparty. So these are all just different things that we want to point out.
Yep.
And something needs to be done, whether you think voting is real or not, and it matters. I think we can absolutely all agree that at a minimum, these guys should at least have term limits. I mean, I think left, right, middle, libertarian, red, green, blue, orange, purple. We can all agree on this, and I don't understand why it doesn't ever go anywhere.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. But that's the way politics is. So, what's the solution? Take personal responsibility for your own life. Get out of the flashpoint cities and the artificial infrastructure, and do your best to know your farmer, grow your own food the best you can, and live a more simple, sustainable life that is as non-artificial and as non-processed as possible, and seek all of those elements in your life that are non-artificial. Seek real relationships with real people in real time. Go to a church with real people, not some artificial virtual assembly online. Meet with real people in real time, fellowship together, communicate together, break bread, eat together, and do all these things that you can do. You can do it. You can do these things tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And that sounds oversimplified to a lot of people, but take massive action, implement, and certainly don't wait till, someday I'll get to vote on whether or not we have freedom or not.
It's too late. So
yeah, it's way too late. Yeah. You can take action. What can you do tomorrow? That's what you need to focus on.
Yeah.
Any part of all of these equations that you can do tomorrow or right now or in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's where you need to focus your energy and attention. And let's see if we can find common ground with all these people where we can at least get some type of change that would make some kind of sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have all these Congress critters, and they're rolling around in wheelchairs, and they can't talk, and they can't control their own bodily functions. They can't answer basic questions. So what are we going to do about that?
Yeah. Something needs to get done. About it. Because
I don't know what's going to happen, but they keep spending money. They'll send more money to Ukraine.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And Mitch will get to vote on that. Like, what's up with that? Like, how is that remotely responsible? And it's just, and it is frustrating, and we should be, frustrated by it. But that's why you take action on a daily basis in your life with things that you can actually influence and affect and change. And you kind of let the district of criminals do their
thing,
do their criminal work there. But all right,
yeah.
y'all.
That's it. And if you want to support the show, go check out TheTexasBoys.com. If you are looking for some grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef or pork, go check out the butcher shop. That is for local pickup in the Northeast Texas area, and also our non-vaccinated honey, and we ship that all across the country. And our coffee line, CBD coffee, Lion's Mane coffee, and all different types of flavors that we sell. Go check it out. Love y'all so much, and thank y'all so much for clicking on today's video. Remember to like today's video. If you like it, drop a comment, and to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications, and make sure that YouTube doesn't desubscribe you from this channel, because they love to do that. So anyway, with all that said, we'll see y'all later.
See y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.